What's up, MMA fans? Welcome back to MMA Ground and Pound, the YouTube channel with all the latest MMA news. UFC 295 and UFC 296 fight card announced. Dana White finally announced the full fight card for UFC 295 and 296, and it didn't disappoint.
UFC 295, Saturday, November 11th, Jones versus Miocic, Prochazka versus Pereira, Madison Square Garden, New York City. In New York is Jon Jones, the GOAT and reigning heavyweight champion, and he is defending his title against the former champ and the greatest heavyweight of all time, Stipe Miocic.
The addition of former middleweight champion Alex Pereira and former light heavyweight champion Jiri Prochazka makes for an intense matchup.
Alex Pereira for the vacant 205-pound title. Prochazka is one of the most exciting fighters on the roster. He had to vacate the title when he sustained the worst shoulder injury in UFC history, but now he is fully recovered. He's still undefeated in the UFC, and he wants his belt back. Pereira is one of the scariest dudes to ever set foot in the octagon. He won the middleweight title just 1 year after making his UFC debut. Now he's moved up to light heavyweight with his sights set on a second world title in a new weight class. That is going to be an awesome fight.
We wonder who will claim the now vacant light heavyweight title. UFC 296. The highly controversial Colby Covington and current welterweight champion Leon Edwards have been added as the night's main event, with Alexander Pantoja and Brandon Moreno facing off for the co-main event.
UFC 296, Saturday, December 16th in Vegas. Edwards versus Covington, Pantoja versus Royval, Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington will headline our last pay-per-view of the year with the welterweight title on the line. The champ hasn't lost a fight in 8 years, and he's coming off back-to-back wins over the greatest welterweight of all time, Kamaru Usman. He is defending his title against Colby Covington, a relentless pressure fighter with unstoppable cardio. Alexandre Pantoja faces number 4 Brandon Royval. Pantoja is an absolute savage with 18 career finishes, coming off his second win over Brandon Moreno. He is primed for his first flyweight title defense. Royval's only UFC losses are against the division's last 2 champs, Pantoja and Moreno. He's put together an impressive win streak to earn the rematch with Pantoja with the 125-pound title on the line.
Do you like these matchups? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Dillon Danis lawsuit. The Pauls and Dillon Danis are constantly coming for one another. In a recent Twitter post, Logan Paul says he has a video of Danis apparently admitting to a federal crime.
Most importantly, he made them cut him incriminating himself in a federal crime. I have the version. I have a little clip I've assembled that I'm gonna post tomorrow, but I guess he was right. That shit was edited. But Dillon, don't worry, brother. The people are gonna see it.
Dillon's then posted, "Between lawsuits and snitching, this pussy is a straight up rat. Can't defend himself or his hoe, so he has to involve the law. What a coward." This was reposted by Logan Paul replying, translation, "Predator commits federal crime in pursuit of stalking and harassing woman he's never met, and is upset he's held accountable." The supposed incriminating video that was later posted by Logan.
He was talking about my ex. He was saying I got a girl pregnant. He was saying all this bull.
Yo, just because my brother f***ed your ex doesn't mean you gotta take this on me. Don't get angry at me for that.
Yeah, he my ex. Yeah, so now I'm not crossing no line. These guys cross the lines.
You haven't fought for a long time, June 2019.
I had 2 knee surgeries, major knee surgeries. And he's dealt with knee surgery,
Bro,
so he knows what I went through.
It sounds like you have Conor McGregor's nutsack in your mouth.
Oh, great one, bro, yeah.
Dude, like,
Bro, this guy has retweet
just
a little tweets.
Like, that's what I'm saying right there. Like, watching you stumble your way through these sentences is painful.
That's fine, yeah, great.
What is that picture you're referring
I can't.
to?
I would get sued, but probably him because he sues people since season assist.
Who have I sued? I've not sued anyone.
You sent me a fucking season assist, wherever the that is.
Dylan,
I will prove it. I'll prove it.
I will. Post it then.
I will.
Followed by another post the next day captioned, "Excuses loading."
So if you're being sued up the ass, are you guys still gonna fight?
Yeah, we're supposed to, yeah, but like, what's the point in this? Like, I'm getting another lawsuit every single day. I have to go to the gym. I got guys waiting at the gym trying to fucking serve me papers. I can't go to the gym. Now they doxed my fucking apartment. Now I'm trying to get swatted all the time. Like, it's fucked up.
Do you think this beef will ever be squashed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Francis Ngannou accuses Tyson Fury of cheating. Francis Ngannou will be double-checking Tyson Fury's boxing gloves before their fight in another month. Ngannou says Fury has cheated previously by manipulating the boxing gloves he used. Francis believes he made them smaller and less padded so his punches hit harder. During an interview on the Joe Rogan Experience, Francis had this to say: "Tyson's gloves. He's very tricky with his gloves. I think he's cheating. I've heard a lot of complaints about his gloves, that his gloves have no protection. We're gonna get there, and we need every glove to get checked. You don't tell me about this commission. All the gloves get to be checked. If you want us to fight bare knuckle, let's go bare knuckle. But don't give me 10-ounce gloves." And he wears 8 or 6-ounce gloves because he has no protection. Joe countered Francis's claim, stating that Fury's style makes it appear as if his gloves have less padding, because he flings punches. Ngannou entertained his point, but said his team will still check closely to be sure there's no foul play. Do you think Tyson Fury cheats? Comment below. If you like our videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button so we can keep them coming. Sean Strickland's next fight. Sean Strickland has announced that he'll be fighting again early next year. The new middleweight champion posted this video to his Instagram.
Anyways, he brought me a good deal, and the fucking deal was that all I gotta do is sign some shit, and this company's gonna pay me really good, and they're gonna take that shit that I signed and sell it to you guys, or whoever wants it. And you guys, I've done it before, and I feel so fucking dirty when I do that. I feel so fucking dirty, like, it fucking irks my soul. I would do this shit for free. So I want to fight early next year, ideally. And before that fight, I want to do a meet and greet. I don't know if it's in Vegas, in California. We'll fucking spar, we'll bring some gloves. I'll sign whatever the fuck you want me to sign for free, man. I fucking love you guys. So I don't know where it's going to be or when, but before my next fight, I want to make this shit happen. So give me some ideas.
Are you excited to see Sean in the ring again? Comment below. Aljamain Sterling angry with UFC. Aljamain Sterling was defeated by Sean O'Malley, losing him the middleweight title. Aljo recently sat down with Ariel Helwani on MMA Hour to discuss his loss and his plans for the future. When he was asked how Dana White felt about his loss, he said the UFC was happy he lost.
Did you talk to Dana White after the fight in the locker room? Did he say anything to you?
In passing, I was eating a slice of pizza at the time.
Okay.
And it was kind of like, I know he was probably looking at me, probably just, I don't know what he was thinking. I know he was definitely happy.
You felt that way? You felt they were happy?
Yeah, how could he not be? I mean, the Golden Goose won in a fight matchup that he legitimately, I hate saying that because then it sounds like I'm discrediting the guy, but this is where they say that 8 or 9 out of 10 times thing, right? So that 1 time out of 10 or 2 out of 10, it happened, you know? But at the end of the day, I think we all knew the writing was on the wall, and it was just up to me to just stick to the script. And, you know, the one mistake I knew studying tape, I literally gave it to the guy on a silver platter. It's like, if you come out there rushing at me and I take you down, I'm gonna look at you like, dude, you literally just gave me what I wanted. I almost felt like Sean, when he won, he was in such disbelief that it was like, that's it? I know that feeling and that reaction he had is kind of like, well, I legitimately, I can feel that he was like, I thought it was gonna be a little bit harder than what actually happened. And I think he's right. I mean, that's my opinion of what his reaction was to winning the belt. But yeah, Dana didn't really say much to me. It was just kind of like I don't even know what the fuck. It was nothing of importance. It was just kind of like, you okay? Like something like that. I was like, whatever. I don't know. Got my pizza. I'm good. I got my family. Got my fiance. I think it's all good. And I got some good money coming along the way in a couple of days, couple of weeks. So we're good.
Later during the interview, he let everyone know that we won't be seeing him for a really long time.
I'm like, you guys ain't gonna see me for quite some time. This is a much due vacation needed for a very long time. And I know when you look at the paper, it looks like, oh, you had such a big break. But guys, I think what people are missing is what goes on behind the scenes. When you're offered a fight date, and then that fight date gets kicked down the road. So you start a training camp, you stop the training camp. So you're constantly training without actually taking a break. So on paper, it looks like, well, you didn't fight from April to October against Piotr Jan, then TJ Dillashaw, when really I was supposed to fight TJ in July, got moved to August, then got moved to September, then got moved to October. So you can imagine the emotional roller coaster of all these fights back to back. So for me, I'm just very happy that I finally got a much needed break.
Despite campaigning for a rematch to Sugar Sean, it seems that we won't be hearing from Sterling for a while. Do you agree with Aljo that the UFC was happy he lost to O'Malley? Comment below. Israel Adesanya on title loss. After Israel Adesanya's loss to Sean Strickland, Izzy left the post-fight press conference abruptly, saying he needed to spend time with his team and loved ones. Since then, the stylebender hasn't had much to say about the loss or the fight. On his YouTube channel, the former champion said the fight was like a bad dream.
Put it the bet, quietly confident, and that's after watching the fight. I was like, oh yeah, I see.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You watched the fight back. Have you only seen it the one time, or have you gone back to watch it again?
No, just once. I watched it
and
again.
That was a couple days ago?
Yeah.
What was the experience like even watching it?
Watching it, I was just like, okay, you just gotta fucking pull this back. You've seen me, even if I've had fights that I won, but I wasn't really satisfied. I was just like, I don't wanna watch that shit, you know? But I just watch it anyway just so I can learn from it. And yeah, this is no different. I wasn't happy with the performance, so I was like, don't wanna watch this, but I have to watch it just so I can learn from it. As soon as I watched it, and it's the same reaction every time, I'm like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Like I say, even fights that I've won, and I'm like, oh, probably looked shit. You know, it wasn't as da-da-da-da, and I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, that wasn't that bad. So this was the same thing, I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. So it was just like, the way I felt in there was different than how it looked.
How did you feel in there?
How did I feel in there? Like a bad dream. Like, you know, one of those dreams where you...
Lucid nightmare or something?
Like, just like, not even a nightmare. Like, nightmare is like, oh shit, fuck.
That's what I feel like bad dream. I was projecting.
Nah, well, I like where it's like, you know, you're scared. This is like, just like, that's just not, like, you try and hit the guy and just feels like noodle arms. Like, just like, what the fuck? Like, it's not. So yeah, that just felt like a bad dream.
Are you shocked to hear that Izzy felt this way about the fight? Comment below. And that wraps up the news. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to catch all the latest MMA news. Here are the top comments from our last video. One fan commented, WWE is scripted entertainment with predetermined outcomes, while UFC is a real combat sport, so please don't spoil the UFC. And another said, Darren Till's looking rough. If you want to be featured in our next video, all you have to do is comment below.